Hey everybody! I just caught up on Love and Hip Hop Hollywood season finale, Matrimony. Let's get into it. This episode was focused mostly on Princess and Ray J getting married, and they're having a lot of doubts. Like it's their wedding weekend, so it starts off with Princess and her mom Lena, and Princess is like, it's wedding week, and everything is not going right. I'm not sure if my dad will be here because I've been reaching out and he doesn't answer my phone call. Excuse me. So, her mom is like, well, he wasn't really in your life and he probably feels regret, hence why he hasn't reached out to you. It could be a number of things. So, Princess is like, I just really want this wedding to be a step in the right direction to better our relationship, and that's why I keep reaching out to him. I just want him to walk me down the aisle. I want us to work out our issues. I want it to be a fresh start. So her mom is like, well, he'll come around. So then they start talking about the prenup. Princess is telling her mom about how she feels like she needs a prenup for herself to protect herself because of the things that Sonia has said and the things that Ray has done. So Lena is like, I honestly don't believe that you guys need a prenup. I honestly think that you guys are going to make it work. Nothing's going to happen to where you're going to need a prenup for each other. And Princess is like, it's my only source of protection. It's for me to protect myself. I get how Princess is feeling, but I also get what her mom is saying. Like, a prenup is basically a recipe for disaster in marriages. And honestly, like I've said before, because I remember saying this when Candy and Todd was getting married on not Love and Hip Hop, Real Housewives of Atlanta. A prenup is mostly, in my opinion, for rich people. People who have money, people who have businesses, people who have some type of status. For poor people like me, I'm not to say that I'm like poor or anything, but I don't know if a prenup would be, a conversation that I would have if I were to ever get married. But if it's like a source of protection and I feel like I have like assets or something to protect, then yeah, I would have this conversation. But so I get it. But I mean, a prenup sounds like it could be a curse more than a gift, because with a prenup it sounds like you're basically already planning for your divorce. Like you're already saying, well, in case this does not work out, this is what has to happen. So it's kind of like a setup for this, disaster. But I mean, again, it depends on people and their relationships and how they want to go into marriage. So who are me to judge? So we get to Little Brandy and Ray, and first of all, did anybody peep that Little Brandy pronounced prenup wrong like twice? Does this girl have a speech problem? I mean, I know the full word of prenup is prenuptial, but she said prenupped. I don't think they use the T when they say prenup. It's just prenup, no T. I mean, unless I'm wrong, but I mean, I don't remember hearing the T when you say prenup. But whatever. I just wanted to point that out. But she's there with Ray and they're taking pictures or whatever, but she's also there to tell Ray about Princess prenup. And of course Ray J feels away because he knew nothing about it. So Brandy is like, I honestly feel like I shouldn't have said anything because now I feel like I'm betraying Princess and I made Ray J feel a certain way. And all I wanted to do was make peace. And Ray J is like, okay, but it's not your fault. It's not cool. If that's how she felt, she should have came to me about it. At least when my mother brought up the prenup for me, I took it to her and I ripped it up. I did it in front of everybody and that was it. The fact that she got you coming here telling me this, it bothers me. So, Brandy is like, I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't. Brandy, if you would have took Max's advice and minded your damn business, you wouldn't feel this way. And the consequences that came after wouldn't have happened if you would have listened to what Max said and kept your mouth shut. Now you're feeling stupid. So now we get to Tierra Marie and her attorney. She's meeting with him about the case. And, she's just trying to find out what's her worst case scenario, if she's going to have to do jail time or not. And he said, well, what happened was your case is a misdemeanor case. So, you were in jail for like 6 hours last time. This time you would have to be in jail, for up to a year. And it's not like a rinky dink cell. Like, you'll be in prison. So you have to testify or whatever to find out your, what's gonna happen at the trial. So Tierra Marie is worried, and she's just hoping that everything goes smoothly because she doesn't want to go to jail. It's not for her. She already had a taste of it. She don't want to be there. So hopefully her trial goes the way she wants it to, and she has the same judge that she had before that threw her in jail. So now they're having a welcoming party, Princess and Ray J, for the family and friends that'll be at the wedding. Ray J makes a speech like, I'm glad we're all here for this journey together. Let's have fun. Let's mingle, blah, blah, blah. It's a special moment. So Ray J is there, but he really ain't there. Because he's still bothered by the prenup talk, and he feels very confused about it. So, Sonia is talking to Princess's mom and grandmother, and she's like, she is worried about them being married only because she's seen how they are when they're at their worst. So she's just afraid that, if things get worse, like the situations are going to be worse and all kinds of craziness is going to happen. So, she's like, I'm a mother, I just want to protect them. I want them to be happy, and stuff like that. So Ray J pulls Princess to the side and tells her about Brandy telling him about the prenup. Princess gets upset because Brandy is there, and she's like, listen, I don't want Brandy in the wedding anymore. And Ray J's like, why not? She's like, well, my friends ride for me, and they wouldn't snitch on me like she did. And, he's like, but you can't be mad at her. You should have told me. She's like, I was going to tell you, but I didn't think Brandy would tell you before I got the chance to tell you. So now it makes me look a certain kind of way. So, that situation caused a little bit of tension between Ray J and Princess, like 24, 48, 72 hours before their wedding. So Brandy got the boot as a bridesmaid. So now we get back to Nikki and Tierra, and Nikki is honestly scared for Tierra. And Tierra finally admits that she has an alcohol problem. I mean, we could have admitted that for you like 2 seasons ago, because you were wilding out season 1 and season 2 of Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, and it took for this whole Uber thing to wake you up. So, she admits that she has an alcohol problem, but she feels like she has enough strength to just ditch alcohol altogether. She doesn't need to go to rehab. She doesn't need to go, she doesn't need to do anything extreme. She just needs to stop drinking. So, Nikki tells her, I see a lot of similar habits that my brother had that you have right now. And, my brother would say, I have it under control when he really didn't, hence why he overdosed. I don't want that to happen to you. So they start crying together. Tierra's like, wow, that's really a wake-up call that her brother's death is like similar to me. And if, Nikki is sitting here and is hoping that, I can do better, then maybe I should, because, that could be me in a grave one day. So she's like, I need to get my stuff together. I need to get myself together, because if I don't, I'm hurting the people who love me the most and want to see me win. And I'm like, Tierra, yes, get it together. Like, you're still young. You have your whole future ahead of you. Let's go. Let's get it together. So now we're at Princess and Ray's bachelor/bachelorette party. And, Princess says she fired Brandy as a bridesmaid. Ray J is still mad about the prenup, and he's asking her questions, and, they're both having doubts about the wedding, and, excuse me, y'all, a little tired, as always. He admits that he's having doubts about the wedding, and, they're going back and forth, and he's like, well, why did you get the prenup? Why did you this? Why did you that? And she's like, I got it for my own protection because your mom brought it up, and, I'm starting to feel like how you've been acting. I'm not sure if you even want to go through this. Like, is this jitters? Is this cold feet? What is it? So, they're both having doubts. They're both arguing, and Ray J is like, you know what? Let's turn up. Let's go. Let's hang out with some strippers. Let's do this. So Princess throws a pillow at him and walk away. I'm like, oh, geez, these two going at it already. So now it's the wedding day. And Ray J said that he felt like calling the wedding off, and he said he could have went to a strip club, but he didn't. He went to his parents' house and he stayed up all night thinking, and he said the only conclusion he came to is that, from the bottom of his heart, he wants to be with Princess. He wants to marry her. So when he goes to her suite to try and talk to her, Nia opens the door and she's like, well, I don't think Princess wants to talk to you. And he's like, she doesn't want me to see her. And Princess is like, well, why do you want to talk to me now? You didn't come home last night, so last I was told you went to a strip club. And he's like, no, I just want to talk to you. I love you, blah, blah, blah. Princess is not trying to hear it, so he leaves defeated and closes the door. So Lyrica is telling her, listen, if you don't want to talk, if he wants to talk to you and you don't want to talk to him, that's bad luck out the gate. Like, you need to clear the air first, because this is not good. You can't walk down the aisle mad. So Ray J is with his groomsman, and he's like, he's not even sure. No, this is before. Ray J is with Safari and A1. And Sonya comes in, and he's like, he's not sure if the wedding's going to happen. Sonya is like, oh, it's a miracle. I'm like, really? It's the day of his wedding, and this is how you going to act? So, Ray J is telling her, like, Ma, come on, be serious. Like, this is my wedding day. This is my, my future wife. I love her. Like, I just want to make things work. And she's like, seeing as this is hurting you, I will talk to her for you. And, we'll see what we can do. So Princess feels like she's done all that she could do as far as her and Ray J go. So Sonya comes in, talks to them. The ladies remove themselves, and she's like, I'm not there to stop your happiness. I want a relationship with Princess, and I do want it to work. And, we're just, but she's like, I do have a guard up, and I am protective of mine. But, Princess is about to become part of my family. I do love her. So, I do want you guys to work. So she told Princess about how she really felt and whatnot about them getting married. And she's like, I do want you to be a part of my family. I do love you. My son is happy when he is with you. I'm just afraid that you two, when you get to your lows, it's going to be a worst case scenario. But I have faith that you two will make it work. So that talk helped Princess clear her mind and clear her conscience and made her feel better. So Ray J is with the guys, that's his groomsman. The Game is there, Jackie Long is there, and he's talking about the prenup with them, and he's like, well, I'm pretty sure in her prenup it would say, if I cheat, she get the dogs. And they sitting up there laughing. He's like, I'm pretty sure she'll probably get more than the dogs. He's like, no, because she know I love my dogs. He's like, man, sign that prenup. And oh no, he said, don't sign the prenup. I don't remember, but they talking about it and cracking jokes about it. So he's like, I admit I've been stupid, but I do want to fix it. I still want to get married. I still, I love Princess, blah, blah, blah. So Princess comes to the door, and they're talking to each other through the doors. They don't want to see each other. It's bad luck. So he's like, she's telling him, she's like, I spoke to your mom. I feel a lot better after speaking to her. And I do want to go forward with getting married. I still want to get married. I love you. And he's like, I love you too. That's all I want to hear. That's all I want to do is marry you. And he's like, well, before you go back and get ready, go to the courtyard. I have a surprise for you. And she's like, the courtyard? He's like, yeah, go to the courtyard. And she's like, all right, I love you. And then he kind of like opened the door. She was walking away, and he's like, I love you too. I see that ass. I'm like, typical. So she goes to the courtyard, and her dad is there, and she's in tears. And I thought that was a very beautiful moment between her and her dad. That's every girl's fantasy. That's every girl's dream, is for their dad to be there to walk them out down the aisle or whatever. So, her dad is there, and he tells her she's beautiful, and he's there to walk her down the aisle, and, she's still his baby girl. And she's like, I just want us to have a relationship. I love you. And he's like, I love you too. So he's like, I will walk you down the aisle. Nothing will make me happier. So the wedding starts. Anthony Hamilton is singing as she's walking down the aisle. The song that he is singing, I love that song. And the point of it all is that I love you. That is my song. I'll be listening to that on Pandora like, oh. I forgot what movie I was watching that song is in, but that's when I fell in love with that song. So anyway, Ray J's dad is the officiate. He's the pastor. He's the one that's marrying them. And, they say their vows, they say their I do's. And, Ray J's crying as he's saying his vows. Sonya was praying hard. And I'm sitting up here like, is she praying? Only, inquiring minds want to know what she was praying for. I mean, I'm just saying, was she praying for their downfall? Or was she praying for, they to go, I mean, I know I'm not the only person thinking it. So, they're pronounced husband and wife, and, they kissed, and there's the wedding. So now we get to the reception, and A1 what is wrong with me? Apologizes to Lyrica's mom. And, they make up and they hug or whatever. And, like, now they're happy that they're all together as one, as a family. Brandy is singing At Last. And, Ray J is happy. Princess is happy. They're like, family is everything. We can't wait to start a new life together. And it basically ended on that note. So, with, like, some of the little updates, Lyrica and A1 are just hoping to be, like, a halfway normal family. They're at the beach. They're enjoying quality time together. Tierra is going to she's going to her trial, and she's hoping that if she comes out as a free woman, she's going to do better with her second chance. Moniece is like, she regrets nothing as far as coming for everybody who's come for her before, and, she's getting implants. Okay. Brandy is like, I've been through a lot and I almost lost my husband by opening this store. But, I know as long as I have them and my son by my side, I'll be okay as long as I got them. So Shonda is like, it's hard for me to be away from Willie because I've been with him since we were 17. I've never been without him, but I have to do what I have to do for my happiness, and, we'll see what happens in the end. And Willie is like, he'll keep working to get Shonda back. Masika is like, she's hoping that at some point, she could get on the same page with Fetty, but until then, she's going to keep grinding for her and her daughter. Safari is like the coconut ambassador, the coconut oil ambassador, rather. He has his own line of coconut oil, so he's doing a photo shoot, and he's like, sky's the limit. And Nikki is like, after losing my brother, I've just been jumping from relationship to relationship. And, maybe I should give love a shot. And I'm, hoping to inspire Safari or whatever. And then, like, it ended on a good note. But then it ended with them, Safari talking about some, straight. I sign out. What boy feel like? I'm like, really? Like, y'all couldn't edit this out. Like, y'all had to give him, like, 30 more seconds of buffoonery. Like, Safari what? That's even what I put on my notes. Safari what? With 3 question marks. Because I was like, why? Why? Safari why? I can't. But, overall, this was an okay season of Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. I mean, there's a couple of people who don't need to come back next season. And honestly, Fizz and Moniece, I could do without them. I think that they should be bumped down to recurring. Because, Moniece is funny as hell. Don't get me wrong. She's funny as hell, but she serves no purpose on the show anymore. The first season was about her and Fizz and their relationship. The second season was about her relationship with Rich and Fizz's relationship with Nikki. This season, they were just, like, Moniece didn't really have a storyline other than being petty. And, like, I'm kind of over her and her being a victim or whatever. But I did see the sneak peek for the reunion. And shout out to my girl, Disney. She was one of the people that was at the Big Ange tribute with me. She got to go to Love and Hip Hop Hollywood reunion. I'm so jealous. But I think at some point they put the camera on her at the reunion. I'm gonna be looking out for you, girl, and I hope you watching. But kudos to you, congrats to you. But yeah, so I saw a sneak peek of the reunion, and of course they bringing up Moniece and her and Brandy going back and forth about the whole motherhood thing and blah 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 blah. Bottom line, if y'all bring Moniece back next season, don't bring her back with this whole victim mother storyline. Like, it's old now. We done been through it for like 2 seasons. I'm tired of hearing about it. Let's change it up. Or, just bump her down as recurring as a cast member. Something. Let's do something different. Because this whole, I'm a victim, but I am a good mother, it's annoying now. It's annoying because especially when you're talking about somebody's mothering. I mean, who really knows the situation between Moniece Fizz and their son? But I mean, at the same time, Moniece can't dish it and then not be able to take it. And that's the problem I have with Moniece. Like, I think she's funny, yes, but I feel like she's a hypocrite. She could dish it, but she can't take it. That's not fair. So, it's a couple of changes that could be made to the casting. I mean, I really like A1 and Lyrica. They could stay. Masika could stay too if she got more to talk about besides Fetty Wap. Hopefully Tierra Marie will actually be grinding in the studio. Nikki could stay, of course, because, I love Nikki and she's a good boss. I mean, Ray J and Princess, of course, should stay. Who else? Yeah, I just make like little minor changes, but I like the cast of Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. Maybe add some new people, but I like the cast of Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. This was an okay season, and Love and Hip Hop New York. After these reunions, Love and Hip Hop New York is coming back. I'm really not hype about it because I'm honestly getting sick of Love and Hip Hop New York. Like, Love and Hip Hop New York hasn't really been that great since season 3 to me. Like, season 3 was... the first 3 seasons were like the best seasons to me of Love and Hip Hop New York. Ever since then, it hasn't been that great. The only thing that was really, really great about last season was that they added Papoose, Remy Ma, and Cardi B to the cast. I mean, I love Yandy too, but Yandy's storyline is very real. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say it's corny, but her storyline is a little bit old now too because it's like stretched so far. So, I mean, if they bring Yandy back and if Yandy is just like focused on her work and taking care of Mendices while he's locked up or whatever and the kids, then so be it, because that's a real life story and people are really going through that. So yeah, Yandy is good. I mean, Remy and Papoose, I would love to see them again. I don't know if they're coming back, but I would love to see them again. BBOD, you could keep them. Don't really care for them. Mariah Lynn, I could take or leave her. I don't care. I think Cardi B is coming back. Who else? We all know Peter Hanky Panky and his sister wives. We all know they gonna be on this season. But yeah, like it needs to be like a lot of changes made. Like, I want the original Love and Hip Hop cast back. Honestly, like I want I want Olivia, I want Samaya, I want Chrissy, and I want Emily B back. I want them back. And I mean, Chrissy is fresh off of Jim and Chrissy. Like, come on, son. Can we bring her back? Samaya is fresh off of Famously Single. I don't know what she's done since then. If Olivia, I haven't heard about her in a minute. And we know Emily had a baby with Fab. I think her baby's like almost a year old now, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, like, bring them back. I need like serious changes need to be made to Love and Hip Hop New York. But that's neither here nor there. Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, season 3 was an okay season. I'm looking forward to next season. Y'all let me know how y'all felt about the season. Please like, comment, subscribe. Tell a friend and tell a friend and tell a friend. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.